Good morning, guys. It is Monday, March the 15th, and this is what we covered for today. So for review, last week we looked at things that were ethical and not ethical. So I had the students in the chat box describe an unethical decision that they had made in the past or one that they could choose in the future. And kids said stuff like sneaking out of the house and not telling their parents, cheating on their boyfriend or their girlfriend, just lying to their parents about maybe somewhere that they had been. So remember, if you make an unethical decision, that doesn't necessarily have to be illegal. So make sure that you guys understand the difference between that. So lying to your parents is not right. It is unethical, but it's not illegal. So ethics doesn't necessarily have to be anything related to legality. And then our new stuff. So we watched a few videos today, but we started to break this stuff down. We've been talking about globalization, but we're going to break this down into the government. So why in the world is the government getting so involved in our lives? And I love this quote by Thomas Jefferson: "A government big enough to give you everything you want is strong enough to take everything you have." And let that sink in for a second. A government big enough to give you everything that you want is also strong enough to take everything that you have. So we have to be sure, guys, that we become independent of the government, because the more the government meddles in our lives, the more control they can take when it comes to our privacy. So why is the government getting involved in our lives? It's because our attitudes are changing. We're the ones that are changing, that's allowing our government to become such a huge factor in our lives. It's no longer what I can do to help others, it's what can other people do to help me? And really think about it. How many people do you know are givers? Do you know more givers in your life, or do you know more people that are takers? I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people in my life, they'll take and take and take from you until you don't have any more. There's very few people in my life that will just give you stuff or give you their time or give you advice without expecting anything in return. So that's why the government is meddling in our lives, because we're not taking care of our elderly anymore. We're sticking them in nursing homes. We're not taking care of our parents anymore. We say, oh, I'm grown. I'm 40 years old. What else can my mom do for me or my grandmother? We've got to become independent and start giving back to the next generation, and also giving forward to the generation that's older than us. So children are no longer taking care of their elderly parents. They depend on Medicare and nursing home facilities. Remember, Medicare, that's health care for the older generation. And it's no longer us, it's me versus them. I'm selfish. What do I need to do to take care of myself and my stuff? We've got to start focusing extrinsically. So outside, what can I do to help other people instead of focusing so much on ourselves? So we looked at 4 government agencies today that affect global trade. We're going to go over the notes first, and then we're going to watch the videos. So the first one is the FTC, which is called the Federal Trade Commission. That just protects us as consumers from businesses lying to us, like false advertising. The Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, they just inspect our food and our medicine, even for our pets, to make sure that they are safe for us to consume or eat or take. The Department of Economic Security, they help families, they help them find homes, they help the people that are disabled, they help elderly, they help poor folks, they just help them to find housing, to find jobs. And then the Department of Defense, this is our military. So they just give us background information, news, updates about what's going on with our military. So let's watch these videos. So the first one we're going to watch is the FTC. Remember, they protect us from false advertising. This is on Skechers.
Breaking news, if you bought Skechers fitness shoes, you may be eligible for a refund. The footwear company will pay $40 million to settle charges by the Federal Trade Commission that Skechers made unfounded claims about its shape-up shoes. Those claims included that the shoes would help you lose weight and strengthen your butt, leg, and stomach muscles. The settlement also involves the company's resistant runners, toners, and tone-ups shoes. The FTC alleges Skechers made deceptive claims about those shoes as well.
So pretty much Skechers was telling us if we buy them and wear those shoes, then we would lose weight. Not true. We can't just wear a pair of tennis shoes and we lose weight and our buttocks gets tightened. So that was false advertising. All right, the next one is the FDA. Remember, they make sure that our food and our drugs, our medications, or anything that we consume is safe for us and our pets.
Federal authorities on Tuesday issued warnings to companies that sell vaping products like liquid nicotine and packaging that may appeal to children. Some of the products resemble children's candies and cookies. Jerika Duncan reports.
Whipped strawberry may look like an ice cream topping, but it's not even close to whipped cream. It's a liquid product used to fill e-cigarettes, dangerous when ingested and sometimes even lethal. Candy King batch, not to be confused with Sour Patch Kids, is also an e-liquid, and this one promotes a vanilla cookies and milk flavor. The Food and Drug Administration is now cracking down on 13 e-liquid makers and sellers, saying their labels violate the law because they are misleading and target children.
This is part of a much broader effort to target youth use of nicotine products more generally.
FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb.
They think this is their whipped cream. They open it up, they spray it on something or spray it in their mouth, and in fact, they're getting a concentrated dose of nicotine. These products don't belong in anyone's home, and we're going to get them out of the marketplace.
So you guys could see with the FDA, they're just trying to protect our children. You don't want a 3-year-old to squirt some vaping liquid on top of their strawberry shortcake. So the FDA is on top of these vape companies to make sure that they're changing these labels. Don't advertise to children. That's just not right. All right, the next one, this is the Department of Economic Security. Just remember that they help families find jobs and housing, and they just take care of people that are economically disadvantaged.
Ever since I was a little girl, I used to go to work with my mom. She was a social worker in California. Her job was to help people find jobs. And now I help people who don't have jobs have the income they need while they look for new jobs. I'm an adjudicator for DES. I'm not from Arizona. I am from Southern California. I came out to Arizona 3 years ago. I packed up all my belongings, which was my dog and my car, and came out to Arizona to get a new start. In California, I was unemployed for quite some time. I had fallen into just an unemployment rut. I had kind of worked in all kinds of areas, and I just couldn't find my niche. I did administration for about 3 years, and I took some law classes at the local community college. I knew I wanted to do something important. So when the pandemic hit, I actually was helping my son do his unemployment claim. And in the midst of that, he got an email about job opportunities with the state of Arizona. And one of them was that unemployment insurance was hiring. And I applied, and I was hired within 4 days. My mother is my biggest mentor. She's my biggest fan. So even through my hard times, she always believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. But she definitely was an influence in wanting to be the best I can be. She helped people better their lives every day. When I got this job, she's the one who told me that the state job is my silver lining in this pandemic. I went from being homeless to an apartment to purchasing my own house and working for the state of Arizona. I just love that it's just always learning. It's just I'm always growing, I feel like. Instead of just standing still, I'm moving forward every day. You have to know what you're doing and know the policy, know the law, so that you can apply it and make people's lives better and help them in the time when they need it.
So she works for the Department of Economic Security, and she just helps people. She helps people find jobs, find housing. So this is a wonderful government program. And then the last one is the Department of Defense. Sorry, I should not have exited that out. All right, I love this one. So our military, the Department of Defense. I love these little things. So remember, the Department of Defense, they just give the public information about what's going on with our military. And that's what we cover for today. Be sure you go into Canvas and do your exit ticket. And then your new assignment is here in Canvas. It says today's assignment, the 15th through the 24th. This is due next Wednesday. And it's also here under this week's assignment. We're going to go over this in class. And then I will also post directions for this in Canvas as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick a country, not the United States. So any country other than the United States. And you're going to use this website to figure out their balance of trade. So like if you use China, China has this green arrow right here and it says previous. So China's balance of trade, the last time they were trading, the last time it was measured, China had a favorable balance of trade. That's what this positive number means. So if you're doing your Google slideshow, you're going to represent that China has a favorable balance of trade by showing that China has more exports than they do imports. Where if you do a country like the UK, the United Kingdom, that number is negative. So when you're showing your balance of trade, you're going to have more products going into or coming into the UK than you do have sending out. So let me play mine really quick so you guys can see. All right, so this is just imports into the United States. Oops. All right, so we import the Ford Edge from Canada. We import oil from Canada. And this is just with the animations. We import fertilizer from Russia with a Google slideshow. So animations and a Google slideshow. Electronics from China, diamonds from India, medical equipment from Brazil. This is the same one you guys have seen over and over. You notice that I've got my countries labeled. We export Cadillac to France, planes to Japan, oil to Mexico, and audio equipment to Argentina. And the United States has an unfavorable balance of trade because they import more than they export. And then your citations. So just remember that you're going to actually use my websites that I've given you to help you do this project. Okay, so this first website, this is this right here to help you know what your country's balance of trade is. This second one right here, okay, you guys can sort this if you want to by name, or either just scroll down, and that way you can actually see your country's balance of trade. And this link right here, let me make sure this is sharing. So this last link that I posted up there on Canvas, this will actually give you what your country is importing and what they're exporting. So this is Afghanistan, and you can search for a different country. So we can do Germany. And then you can scroll down. Until you see exports, so you can keep going, and then you can see imports. So their main export looks like it's cars. And all you need to do is just click on cars, and it'll actually show you, if it'll load, where Germany is exporting cars. They're exporting cars to the UK or China, France, Italy. So any of those would be fine. So when you're doing your map, you'll stick a German car, maybe an Audi, and you'll stick it on top of Germany, draw an arrow to the UK, to the United Kingdom. And that's what you're doing. Just make sure that you follow your rubric. Which is right here. And we're going to work on this in class. Be sure to do your exit ticket for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.